Okay. All right. Little more stuff to do there to get started, but looking good. Okay. So now I just got to pull this up so I can see the chat. Okay. All right. So let's get it going. Again, if there's a way. Okay. Hello there, Sonic Khan. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Again, still getting stuff. Hey, Monica, how are you doing? Or, hey, Monica, how are you doing? Sorry. Had to lean in close to see what was going on. I am doing good. Hopefully you're doing good as well. There's Chocolate Donut. How are you doing, Chocolate? Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Yes, I can add you guys to the list. Let me get this going. Okay, hey there, Amber. How's it going? It's been a minute. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I hope everyone else is doing good too. All right, so let's add some to the list here. Hey there, Ari. So we'll have Sana. Hey there, Techie. How you doing? Yes, give me 1 second here. Getting my stuff ready. Okay. All right. As soon as it comes time for me to use this, I am, of course, lost. I think I'm getting it, though. I have something I'm writing your guys' name down with, so I'm just trying to make sure I get it. Okay. So Santa will be first, followed by Monica, Chocolate Donut, Amber Boone, Airy, or Foxy Empress, and Techie as well. Techie 1. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, Amber, and you're welcome, Foxy. Okay, so let's get to going here. So Sonic Khan, are you still there? You were there when I was trying to get stuff started, so hopefully you're still there. If not, we can probably circle back and kind of see what we can do there, but let's do this one. So Monica, what's your question, if you have one? Should probably get the cards ready, I should imagine. I would imagine. Should or would. Either one. Either one. Okay. Let's get it open here and get it going. Just be doing some prerequisite shuffling beforehand. And if we're having someone, we'll just kind of skip over. We can always come back. Chocolate Donut, what is your question? There might be a little bit of lag, so remember to refresh your streams semi-often. Semi-often. And I'm actually going to go like this and raise the chair up. So let's do that. There we we go. A little bit better. Okay. Okay, so no, let's see. Sure, Lizzie, I can put you on the list. Got you on the list right now. There's a few people ahead of you, though. Remember, you guys, you can always pay to get more in-depth answers and more quicker question answers, okay? And it's more in-depth, and you get quicker questions answered. Okay, Sarah, Sana, so you're wondering if you're going to get pregnant. You're the only one that's been saying anything so far, so we can look at that for you. Let's do some cards here, so let me move my stuff over. Let me do this one. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. All right, so let's see what cards we can come up with here. And hopefully we can get something good for you. So Sana's wondering, oh, name is Annie. Okay. Will you get pregnant? So will Annie get pregnant? Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see what we can come up with for you. Will Annie get pregnant? And remember to like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. But without further ado, let's see what we can come up with for you guys. So, will Annie get pregnant? So I'm going to lay the cards down to where they're kind of making sense for me at first. The way I have the camera positioned, it's kind of awkward, so I'll be rotating the cards a little bit, but see what we got here. So we have the Two of Coins in reverse. Already that's kind of starting off being a little bit, let's see here. Okay. So already that's starting off being kind of a little bit like it could happen, it couldn't happen, but let's look at, we're going to do 2 more cards here. Then we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. And I'll go over here in a second what all these mean. Just doing these ones right here. And then High Priestess. So something is telling me it could be the High Priestess card. This card is all about like intuition and kind of going with that. I would say follow your cycle as much as you can and see kind of, you know, I'm sure you're already doing that, but to see when it would be the best time to try to get pregnant. Sometimes it's more difficult and sometimes it's not. It's interesting how some people have no difficulty getting pregnant and then others have difficulty. But I do believe that it looks like it's possible for you to get pregnant. I do see the Queen of Swords. When I see this card, though, in reverse, it can feel like it's not going to happen, but I do feel like it's going to happen. Literally, the Queen here is one of those cards that I feel like represents the femininity. I feel like it can represent pregnancy. It might take a little while, might take some more trying to try to get pregnant. But to me, I don't see this as a no. I see it as probably taking some time. Just keep trying, keep putting in an effort, keep track of your cycle, and try to keep track of things as best you can. I do feel like you can get pregnant, but it's just going to take a minute. It's just going to take a while for things to come through. So it's looking good, though. I don't feel like it's not going to happen. I just feel like it's going to take some work. And honestly, work to get pregnant doesn't sound that bad. You know what I mean? So I would say keep going, keep doing your thing, but it's looking good. How many months? I'm not sure on the months. I do time frames, usually for people that pay. But I will say it will happen. I'm not sure on the time frames though. If you want to pay for a more in-depth reading, we can do that. But if not, I would say just keep trying, just keep doing what you're doing, okay? You don't have to pay for that part. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to go to the next person here. Yes, all about Maine. How are you? I'll put you on the list here. I do wish you luck in your pregnancy, though, Annie. Okay. So let's go to the next one here. And I'll ask again, is Monica here? Do we have a Monica here? You're very welcome, Annie. Okay, I'll go through the list here and we'll see what we can kind of come up with. So we have Chocolate Donut. Are you there? Chocolate Donut. Are you there? Okay, Amber, are you there? Amber Boone. Okay. Let's see here. So, Amber, Foxy Empress or Ari, are you there? Or Ari. I'm not sure how to pronounce that last part. Okay. Well, I guess I'll see who is here and we'll kind of address that and then I'll just do some daily readings. So let's look and see who we have here with us so far. Okay, so all about Maine, you're here right now. I'm just going to move you on the list here. So what is your question? Oh, there's Techie, but I already went to all about Maine, so. All right, Techie. I'm going to do all about Maine's question just because they were here. I was calling everyone's name there for a minute, so I'll go back to you, though, after all about Maine's question. Will you see William tonight? Let's look and see. But after that, we'll look at that. So okay, awesome. Awesome, Techie. So let's look at for all about Maine and see what we can come up with here. All right. So, will I see William tonight, please and thank you. Let's see. Will all about Maine see William tonight? You did, Chocolate Donut, but it's okay. Just stay here. I'm going to be doing all about Maine, and then I'm going to be doing Techie, and then Chocolate Donut, and then Foxy Empress. Okay. I called all your guys' names. You guys weren't here, so I just skipped over. But if you can stay here for a minute, then I can make sure you guys get your readings. Okay. Awesome. All right. You guys are welcome. No, you're good. You're good. I understand. I understand you guys have things you're doing. It's all good. I'll just let you know that when I do call and we skip over your turn, it puts you down a few notches, but it doesn't like get rid of you guys unless you're gone for a super long time, in which case I do move on, but yeah, don't worry about that, guys. Okay. So, will all about Maine see William tonight? Okay. One more shuffle here. Okay. And here we go. So, little burp. Little burp for you guys out there if you heard it. If you didn't, that's okay. It's okay. I don't blame you for it. Okay. So we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Hierophant. And then we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So when I see these cards here, Ace of Swords is about new ideas, possibly connections forming. Yeah, you know what? I'll say it like this. So if I see this card with the Hierophant, which to me is more like traditional kind of a thing, the Queen of Wands, this could possibly be, I could see this as, if you don't see them tonight, you could see them, or, okay, here's how I'll put this. You could see them soon. It might not be tonight, or it might be later tonight than what you were expecting. But it does seem like there could be some sort of thing that's going on here. Just because when I see the Queen of Wands in reverse, though, it could be that something comes up maybe on your end or maybe on their end. But it's showing that there could be something that comes up here. These two cards are good. These two cards are good. This card here makes me think there could be things that kind of get in the way, or something happens that feels like it slows down the connection in some way. I don't see it as being negative necessarily, but like an obstacle. So I would say it's very possible you could see them tonight, but it might be tomorrow or the next day as a possibility. Or there might just be something that happens and you have to reschedule. So that might be the thing that happens, is that you need to reschedule. But I don't feel like it's a no. I just feel like it's a yes, but kind of an answer. So I'd say, yeah, I'd say to me, it feels 50-50 just when I see this card here. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, so let's do this here, and let's go into the next one. So I said I would do, let's see. All right, and then I think I said I would do Techie 1. So let's do Techie 1's question, which was, okay, so how do you see me working both the social media job and music coordinator role being for me? They're two separate jobs that I want to work at the same time. Okay, so let's look at that and see what we can come up with here. So this is going to be for Techie 1. Hey there, Asma. How you doing? All right. Let's see what we can come up with here. I'll get the cards going. And this will be for Techie 1. Let's see what we can come up with for you. All right. I may act a little bit funny, guys, but that's just because that's who I am as a person. But also, my neck is a little sore. It's feeling better today, but yesterday I guess I slept on it wrong. I'm not really sure what happened. But it's feeling a bit better today. All right. So, let's see what we can get here. I am doing good. I am doing good, Asma. I'm just getting some cards for people. So how did that came out like that? So that would be in reverse. And we have this one, which is going to be also in reverse. Yeah, that'll happen. I used to have it where my legs would get sore. I used to work a job that was 14-hour shifts just standing on my feet all day. That was not fun. Okay. So, let's look at this here. And we have the King of Wands, or the King of Swords in reverse. And then we have the Three of Cups in reverse, and then we have Temperance. This, to me, right here, Techie 1, you will be okay, but you're going to need to really look at how to balance this. Okay? Hey there, let's see. Linda. I'll just go with Linda, because that's what you said your name was. And also, I probably would mispronounce your actual name. Let's do this here. So as I said earlier, to someone else that was on here that was wondering about a pregnancy. If you're wondering about time frames, I do charge for those questions. If you're wondering if you will get pregnant, we can look at that and I can tell you yes or no. Though if you keep trying, I imagine it's going to be a yes. But for time frame questions, that's kind of what I'm looking at there. So I don't play favorites. If you're wondering about a time frame, when something could possibly happen, I do charge for those questions. But if you just want a yes or no answer and some kind of vague information to go along with it, then I can do those for free. That's what the free questions are for. Okay. So, Techie One, yes, it's going to be difficult to manage. You're going to be working 2 jobs. This card here, the 3 of Cups, this wants to be upright. This is like teamwork, working together. But when it's in reverse, it could just be that it can be overwhelming for a time. And then Temperance is the balance card right here. This is about bringing everything together and having everything kind of mesh well together. So I do think it's possible you can do these at the same time. But the question's going to become, if you're looking at doing 2 new things at the same time, that can just be tricky. I'm wondering if there's a way you can do one for a minute and then take on the other one once you've gotten used to the first one, instead of doing both at once. Even if you know what you're doing pretty well, just be careful with the time management part and realize that there's going to be some part where the skills can cross over, I'm sure, but definitely look at working on one first and then work towards getting to the other. This one being in reverse is the reason why I'm thinking like, yes, one will start weeks before the other. Okay, good, perfect. Okay, so then I think you'll be okay as long as you keep that in mind. This one here, this working in reverse is just to me saying that it's going to be some time management as an issue, but I think you should be okay as long as you bring balance in and take breaks as needed. Temperance is about taking breaks and about taking care of yourself and your situation. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. But I see it working. I do see it working. Okay. Hey Marie, how you doing? Yes, I am. I am back. You're very welcome. You are very, very welcome, Techie One. So let's go to, I think, did I say Chocolate Donut was up? I got to cross these off my list here. Put Marie down on the list here. And remember, if you guys don't want to wait, you can pay for your questions. And if you're okay with waiting and having answers that are a bit more vague and they don't involve timelines, then let's see. Yes, Amber, you're on the list. I called your name a while ago. You weren't here. Thank you, Techie One. I appreciate that. Donations definitely help me to eat and do other human things. I am here. Okay. So, chocolate donut. Just in general, will I get pregnant? Okay, so that will be your question. Ari is here. Okay, Ari, what's your question? Let's go to yours. I've got all of you guys on the list. So just wait for a second. Okay, let's look at that one and see what he thought of that. All right, sorry, a bit distracted here. There we go. Let me just cross the names on the list that I've already done. So 1 second. So we've got Sana. And we have Techie and All About Maine. Okay. All right, we're going to be doing Aries' question here. So what did Alex think, let's see, of complimenting his outfit at all yesterday? Did he think anything of it? Let's look here. What did Alex think of you complimenting his outfit yesterday? I'm here. Okay. So, you'll be after Foxy Empress Chocolate Donut. I called your name again and I didn't get a response, so. Right, it won't give you the option to send super chat. I was gone for so long that I'm not a YouTube partner anymore. So, you can do Cashapp, which is great because I get all the money from Cashapp, or you can do PayPal. But for right now, I'm not eligible for super chats. But I kind of prefer that because they do take 30%. Yeah, PayPal. PayPal works. My link should be down there in the description. ChanceMadsen1@gmail.com is my PayPal. No, I called your name, Chocolate Donut, and you weren't here, and so I'm on to Foxy. But I'm okay with that because Google takes 30% of my earnings. You're okay. You're okay, Chocolate Donut. No worries. So I'm doing $7.99 per question. And yes, your video could be behind. Remember to refresh your videos. So $7.99 a question, or if you want to do multiple questions, we can work something out there. I could probably do 3 questions for 18. Just depends on what you guys are thinking you're wanting to do. Still working on the price. Okay, so let's do this and see what we can come up with. So, let's see, Alex complimenting his outfit. Let's do that one. So, complimenting Alex's outfit. Did he think anything of it? Oh, let me put the cards here. Okay. So, we have the Magician. We have the King of Wands. And we have the Seven of Wands. I would say, it does seem like there was something here where I feel like they appreciated the compliment. The Magician is all about kind of, okay, Amber. Sounds good. Take care. Okay, so we have the Magician, all right? And this one here is kind of like we make things happen, we have things manifest. That's one of the cards I really like. I like the Magician card, and so this is a good card. I would say, depending on the intent of the compliment, which to me it sounds like it was a good one. You were complimenting their outfit. I feel like they could have taken it well. The only thing I'm seeing here is the Seven of Wands. I'm wondering if maybe this person doesn't take compliments well. The way I would see this is either you gave the compliment and it sounded aggressive, or they don't take compliments well, which, I mean, it could be either or right there, but it could be that maybe they don't feel confident, or there could be some insecurities. I'm not sure, but I would say the way you gave the compliment, if it was earnest and an honest compliment, which I would imagine it was, then I would say it went well, or at least in some degree or capacity. I don't think it was a negative thing necessarily, even though this card is kind of being, yeah, even though this card's kind of being like hands up, and you can see kind of these coming at this person. So it can be kind of a tricky situation. Compliments are difficult sometimes. Some people don't necessarily understand them, or they don't try to understand them. So it can just be like your intentions were good, but maybe they just didn't understand it, if that makes any sense. Okay, so get rid of that one. But that's what I'm seeing there. So I would say, as you said, didn't really feel it, might be one of the ways I would go about it. At least not in the way you intended. I'm sure you didn't compliment aggressively. It's just the way I'm reading the cards is it could be something like that. If you feel like that's not what you, yeah, they probably feel insecure. Yeah, like I said, if you feel like that's not what you did, then I would say there's more of an insecurity there. There's a tendency for this person to think that they want compliments, think they can handle it, but then when they get them, they get defensive in a way, or they feel like it's insincere. But that's the thing, is like, you can be as sincere as you want to be, but the other person has to be willing to accept the compliment. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how you give it. That other person could always take it as something else, or whatever. And it could also be that I've had days where I've been having a bad day, and it's just been like really, really shitty, and someone's been nice to me, but I just don't take the compliment because I'm so in my own head that it's like, not something I'm able to take at that point in time. So it could be something like that as well. this is the only reason I'm saying it. It could have fallen flat a little bit is because this is the defensive card. So yeah. Okay, he's cute. Let's see. He's cute to me. He's not my usual type though, but I'm attracted to him. Well, good, good. I would say keep working on things, and if you feel like they're not reciprocating, if you feel like they're not reciprocating, then I would say keep trying in kind of a gentle way, which I'm sure you're doing, so I'm not too worried about it. Hey there, Asma. How you doing? Do you want to be put on the list? Yes. He's more of the nerdy type, which is not my type, but he's well dressed. All right. I can understand that. A well dressed nerd is something to behold. Okay, chocolate donuts here. Perfect. Yes, Lisa, I can put you on the list. Okay, so chocolate donut, what's your question? Nerds are the best. And I'm not just saying that because I identify as one. But I might be. I might be saying that because I identify one. A cute guy is a cute guy to me, whether he belongs to the nerdy trope or athletic, etc. I got you. I got you. I can understand that. But yeah, I feel like I definitely fall into the nerdy category. Mostly because my hobbies are nerd hobbies, or nobbies, as I like to call them. It's dope to be a nerd on something. Yes, it is. It is, but I'm not a good nerd. I'm not like a... I'm like a nerd, but not like a good one. You know what I mean? I wouldn't solely date a guy because he's nerdy. He just has to be cute to me. I wouldn't date a guy at all. So I can understand where you're coming from. I wanted to know if I'll be in a serious relationship next year, please. Okay, so by next year, that sort of hits a time frame question, but it's also not like you need to know the exact date and time. So it means I'm straight, but nothing wrong with not being straight. But I'm just not into the guys. You know what I mean? They can be the nerdiest guy you could ever meet. I mean, maybe if he was really cute, I might consider things, but you know, I'm just saying. Same with the being friends with others. I'm not going to refuse to be friends with someone just because they are nerdy or the underdog. That's good. That's good. That's the way you should. That's the way it should be. Okay. So. Okay. All right, so let's see. Will there be a possible relationship next year? I'm not going to give time frames of any sort, but next year, that's kind of just like I think we can work with that. I mean, I wouldn't solely reject a guy just because he's nerdy. That's what I meant to say. Okay, I got you. I got you. Typing too fast. I'm going to say this, slow down before your fingers get in a wreck. They run into each other and it causes all sorts of problems. But I hear you. I understand. You don't want to judge a book by its cover. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see what we got going here for chocolate donut. Okay. So let's turn them over. You are welcome, Empress. You are very welcome. Let's do this one. Okay, so 2 of coins, 5 of swords, and 9 of wands. By next year, it's looking like, are you going to be ready to be in one? You know what I mean? these questions are interesting because it's like, will I be in a relationship next year? I don't know. Are you going to be taking the proper steps to get into a relationship? Are you going to be making room for another person? Are you going to be ready for another person? Do you feel like you can be vulnerable for another person? That's the main thing with relationships, is that we have to learn to be vulnerable, um, not just in a way that is, uh, let's see, how would I say this? We just have to learn to be vulnerable. And what that can mean for different people is different things. But vulnerability for me is being able to open up to a person and being able to reciprocate feelings of also the other person opening up as well. Sometimes we might feel like we're opening up, we might feel like we're ready, but really there's more healing that needs to be done. So a lot of it can be, why do we want to be in a relationship? What's the reason for us to want to be in one? Is it to experience companionship? Is it because we just feel lonely? Is it because we're bored? There's not really a wrong answer for these, but a really good relationship is about trying to find someone that complements you, doesn't complete you, because then it's like we're running from something. If we use relationships as a form of escaping, like we're wanting this other person to complete us, um, then it creates a dynamic where we feel like we're not good enough by ourselves, but really going into a relationship, that's kind of what it is. It's like someone's wanting to get with you for who you are, and we need to sort of look at that as what it is. So we have the 5 of Swords, okay? This person, if you look, it's kind of like they're walking on swords, they're holding swords too. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing this. I'm sure he's got some strong ankles to try to keep balance on those swords, because you'd have to. But there's these 2 people in the background. They're kind of looking, so it can be a situation where maybe other people can tell us we're ready, but we have to be ready for a relationship for ourselves, and we need to know what that looks like, and we need to make room for it. Can a relationship happen in the next year? Yes, a relationship can happen in the next 5 minutes. It really just depends on the healing process, if we're ready for it. And even if we haven't been in a relationship for a while, when I'm talking about healing, I'm talking about past traumas, triggers that can affect us in relationships, intimacy, things like that. Like what is it that would affect us the most? Are we healing in those ways? Because if we're entering a new relationship and we're taking baggage from an old relationship, then we are really making it so that that new person that wants to come into our lives can't. At least not in a way that feels like they're on even ground. It's kind of like they have to go through all of this muck and all of this kind of stuff to get to that new relationship with you. And so it just depends. And also, this is important too. We have to focus on their journey as well. We can be ready to be in a relationship, but is the other person ready? I've said this a few times, and I'll say it again. Relationships have 3 key components. You have you as the individual, your partner is the individual, and then the relationship itself is also a part of it. So it's like there's 3 people in the relationship. Whatever you do by yourself when you're learning and growing, that's great, because you can bring that back to the relationship. It's the same for the other person. They're learning and growing. They can bring that back to the relationship, and it helps to rejuvenate things. And then both of you together can create this kind of cohesion into the relationship as well, where both of you are on the same page and you're working towards a common goal, or you're working towards just trying to understand each other better. If either one of those starts to break down, the relationship will suffer as a result. Relationships are all about challenging each other. Not necessarily challenging each other. Some people want a comfortable relationship, and that's okay. But other people want a partner that pushes them to try new things, and they want to understand themselves better through this partner, and vice versa. So it really depends on if you're ready to give that, and if the other person is ready to give that as well. So relationships can happen. It really just depends on what it is we're striving for and what we're pushing for to make things happen. So, chocolate donut, hopefully that helps to answer that question. a year-long time frame is a really long time for me to be able to give you an answer. And I'm definitely not going to say yes, and I'm definitely not going to say no, because this is your will that makes it so or it doesn't. Um, but hopefully that kind of addresses the question. I do feel like it's a possibility. Um, I don't see why it wouldn't happen, but at the same time, we have to be ready for it too. So hopefully that helps to answer that question. Okay. Awesome, Chocolate. Perfect. Okay. You're very welcome. Happy I could do a reading for you, my friend. Okay. All right, so let's see if we have anyone else here. If not, I can go on to some other readings here. So let me look. And actually, give me 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Everybody, hold your horses. All right, I'm back. Let's see what we can come up with here. We have Gina. All right, Gina. Your crush's intentions towards you. Let's look at those and take a gander. See what we can come up with here. Let's do. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with here. How are you doing, Gina? Yes, you can get a reading. Make sure to refresh your page so that you can see as I'm talking to you. You're probably a little behind on the stream. Okay. So let's move that one there. All right, Gina. So here we go. Here's what I'm getting here. Okay. So your crush's intentions towards you. Yes, I see your question. Hopefully you're caught up to the stream as well. So Gina, your crush's intentions and things towards you right here. I'm getting the 10 of Cups in reverse. I then have the Fountain in reverse, which we'll talk about that one in a second, and then the 4 of Cards, or 4 of Swords. 4 of Cards. Okay. Hey there, Gene. How's it going? Thanks for coming in. So when I see the 10 of Cups in reverse with the Fountain card in reverse, and then I see the 4 of Swords, I'm just going to say this. I'd like to be blunt. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't know if there's any reciprocation with your crush's feelings back towards you, if that makes any sense. When I see the 10 of Cups in reverse, it's making me feel like things aren't moving forward, or maybe this person doesn't think of you in that way, or at least not yet. Again, the Fountain card is about things just being and letting things happen. There could be a sense of kind of an obsessive energy here. Like you said, you can't stop thinking about them. The 4 of Swords, okay, that if he acts like he likes you, that's good. That's good. This, though, in reverse, makes me wonder. Yeah. And when I see the 4 of Swords here, too, it makes me feel like maybe the connection needs to rest for a second. Doesn't mean, like, don't talk to them or don't do anything like that. But if you feel like he likes you, too, I would say, you know, try talking to them. Try to get to know them more. This here, but things keep happening to break you up. Okay. Then that could be where this card is coming in. Because this card here is the rest card. This is like taking a break or a rest. If things keep happening to break things up, or if things keep happening to make things more difficult, I would say wait until things flow more freely. The Fountain card is about letting things be and having things flow more freely, but that's what I'm seeing there. So I would say right now, it's this card being in reverse. It's not a negative card, but it could be that breakup, or the things breaking you up. Not breaking you up, but like there could be a lot of obstacles with this being in reverse and not allowing the energy to flow. So I would say just let things flow and let things happen the way they need to. And if possible, I know it can be hard to not think of your crush. I know it can be difficult, but try to take that energy and do something else with it if you can. He has other options. Okay. So that could definitely be why this is in reverse. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, Gina, as time goes on. It looks like there could be a connection here, but I think it's best to sort of just let things happen and see what happens. Because the only thing we can control is ourselves. We can't control how another person acts. So I would say just kind of see what happens here, and hopefully he chooses you, in that situation. But if not, there's a lot of other people out there too. But right now the cards are kind of saying, maybe take a rest from this if you can, and then see what happens. I think you should let him go. If it's becoming something where you're feeling like you're always on the back burner with this person, it might be time. Guys, hey, my cats are fighting, so that bed is big enough for both of you back there. They need to be calm. But hopefully that kind of helps to answer the question. Let the person go, and then if they come back or if things happen, be open and flexible with how you are, but never limit yourself to just one option, especially if the other person isn't doing the same. Like if they're treating you as the one and only, you do the same with them. That's great. But if you feel like you're one of many, then for the time being, I would say, move on. There is competition between him and another guy. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Hopefully that helped answer your question, Gina. But let's go to another one here. All right. Yeah, with guys, it is a lot of ego. The cards are blurry. Let me see. Those should be... Hey there, Melody. You're welcome. Those should be fairly clean looking. I think I can go down any further. It's about as clean as I can make it. Those should be fairly clean, though. Like, you should be able to see 5 of coins. Maybe your screen is dirty? I'm not sure. This one is 5 of coins. Or maybe the glare is what's hard for you to see. I'm going to shuffle, though. Hold on. Looks good on my screen. Yeah, I made sure it would look good on most people's screens, so it should look good. I tried to do color matching and everything, too, as much as I could. Creative Arts and Kalia. Okay, so Kalia, yes, we can put you on the free list, and Creative Arts as well. And yeah, please like and subscribe, guys, if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate it. But let's see. So Melody says, hey, you too. Hold on. Hey. Okay. You don't rule the roost, buddy. It's a huge bed. You guys can both... Anyway. Cats. They are just... Well, they're cats. They're a bit catty, I guess. Okay. So, let me go here. So, we're looking at, I guess, Melody, and then Kalia, and then, let's do that, and then Creative Arts. Okay. All right, thank you, Jean. Awesome. Okay, so let's look at this and see what we can come up with here. So Melody said, someone coming in, let's see. If someone is coming in to be with you in love, let's look at that. Okay. Is someone coming in to be with Melody R in love? Let's take a gander here. And again, let's hope the cards come out looking good. I will eventually get a better camera for the cards, but for now they should be mostly all right. But the glare will be a bit of an issue. I've tried to limit that as much as I can, but the cards they're just glossy, so it makes it kind of hard to not have the light bounce off of them. Okay. Oh, let me do this. So we have the Knight of Coins, which I will put right here. And we'll go to this because it'll be a little bit easier to see. Okay. Knight of Coins. 5 of Swords in reverse. And 9 of Cups. Okay. So, Melody, when I'm looking at these cards here, okay, this is the Knight of Coins in reverse. These cards can be a little bit hard to like understand because the way the colors are on them can be a little hard to understand. But this is basically just someone, it's a man holding a coin and there's like light shining on him. So the Knight of Coins is generally, it can be someone who can be a bit of an extremist. When I see it in reverse, this can be someone who's been focusing on healing, has been taking their time, which is good. I said a little bit of an extremist because when these cards are in reverse, it's generally very slow moving energy. Usually things are getting done, but it can be very slow. And then when I see 5 of Swords in reverse, this makes me think that things can be very, let's say it requires a tender hand. So I'm viewing these like we're healing. We're in a healing phase. We're kind of coming into a place where we're understanding our own sense of well-being and what makes us happy and what makes us tick. And so that gets us ready for a relationship. So I do see these as being positive cards, and especially this one. This is the 9 of Cups, and I view this guy, I always view him as kind of like a Bob Ross looking guy. You know, he's painting his little rainbows and his trees and all that, and he's got a baby squirrel in his pocket. Because Bob Ross did that at one point. He was a interesting dude. Anyway. But with this right here, this is an interesting card because this is happiness. This is like emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment. I do think love can be coming your way. It does seem to me like you've been doing the work here. And so I do feel like love can definitely be coming your way, but it's important to realize that sometimes we need to find people that understand kind of our love style or our love language, because we can be in a situation or a relationship with someone that can be an okay match, but when it comes to matching our love style or matching how we choose to feel love or how we feel love in general, that can always be a little bit tricky. So make sure that when it comes to how this person shows you affection, that it's something that you can also understand and reciprocate, and vice versa. So that's going to be something moving forward. And also this card here is showing that we need to value ourselves above all else. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. When we look at this card and we value ourselves above all else, it makes it so that all other connections that come into our lives feel like they are there for a sense of what would be the like to 1 second here, hold on. The connections aren't there to complete us, they're there to kind of become a complement to us. And so we need to make sure that we're putting out that vibe that we are of high value and that we are of high worth, which it seems to me like you've been doing the work. I feel like there's more work that needs to be done. It does seem to me like there can definitely be some relationships coming your way. Again, though, like for time frame questions and stuff like that, I do charge for those. That's $7.99 a question. But if you're just wondering, like in general, will there be something that comes towards you? I would say, yeah, it's looking like there can definitely be something that's coming towards you. So just keep that in mind. And remember, it's up to you how relationships go. When it comes to, will I find love? Will I have this? Will I have that? You definitely can find love. Could that 9 of Pentacles reverse mean that someone is not single? Okay, so this card here, this is the Knight of Pentacles, not the 9. Yes, the 9 of coins could mean that, absolutely. The Knight of coins, to me, this is you still focusing a little bit on the healing journey. I wouldn't say this means someone isn't single necessarily. I mean, it could, but with the rest of this here, I'm viewing it more like we could have a situation where, hold on 1 second. Okay. With the Knight of Coins in reverse, yeah, you're okay. You're all right. this to me is just, it's like a slow progress card. That's what I'm seeing this as. So I don't view this, it's not negative in any way. I just see, yeah, I just see it as kind of like that. So, but it could be, I mean, there's a possibility that there is someone that's out there for you right now, but they're not, you know, they're still in a relationship. So there's always that possibility as well. But I would honestly say that keep on doing what you're doing. It seems like things are going well. I do feel like you've focused more on your healing journey, which is good. So it's looking good to me. I don't see this as being negative. So let's do this here. Okay, and then I can take an eraser. Okay. And then let's do this. Like the 5 in reverse. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. I'm just updating my list here, guys. Okay, so Kalia says, what are D's intentions with me in love that I'll find out? Okay. So let me move these cards here. Oh, I just did that one. Okay. So, Kalia, what are D's intentions with you in love that you'll find out? Let's look. Oh. D's intentions in love that you'll find out. Let's do it here. Right, let's go. We'll do this one. Okay. All right, so D's intentions in love. So, 2 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I'm wondering if D is someone who is more, well, what are D's intentions with me in love that you'll find out? So these cards here, this to me feels like a closed off individual. To some degree, if not a large degree, there's no cups here. There is some fire, which is these wand cards, and then there is some mental right here. So maybe this person's more logical in the way they choose to express things. What will you find out, though? The way I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if maybe their emotional state isn't as deep as you thought, or maybe their emotional maturity isn't quite there. That's kind of what I could view this as. 7 of Wands in reverse is a card that can be someone who opens up, but it can be in a slow process. Maybe there's parts of the self that this person has hidden from you. I don't feel like necessarily negative per se, but like just give me 1 second here, because the 7 of Swords, when this card is upright, they hide. Okay, they do hide their emotions and it's slow. Okay, so the 7 of Swords in reverse, when this card is upright, if I can grab it. Oh, okay. When this card is upright, you can see it's like someone's stealing, which is essentially what this is. When it's in reverse, though, it could be you're giving them opportunities and chances to open up, but they're not doing that. And then there's this card here, which again is that slow to open. This card here, the 2 of Swords, is going to be, I feel like it's going to be that way, at least for a while. This could be a situation where It's up to you to decide what you want to do. But to me, it feels like this person hiding their emotions. I don't feel like this is something they can just, like, they'll get to know you better and they'll stop doing it. I have a feeling that emotionally they're just closed off. And so it's going to be up to you on if it's something that you want to continue to be a part of. Because I feel like even if you knew this person for years and years, it feels like there's just a sense of like being closed off, even to the detriment of like if they wanted to change it, I don't think they would know how. Um, and if it's a slow process on top of that, it just depends on how much you value the connection. Because sometimes we could possibly have a partner that maybe they're not emotionally open, but they give us other other ways of being, if that makes sense. But it seems to me like it's just that very slow kind of progress. And if you're thinking, oh, eventually it will change, it will turn into something else, right now, it's not looking like it. Um, doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means if it's slow. Okay, other love languages he shows. Yeah, because there's acts of service, there's gift giving, there's there can be there can be touch, which is a really good one as well. But it just depends on if you're okay with not receiving a certain kind of love language, because sometimes if we don't get the love language we want or prefer, that can be a deal breaker. So it's up to you on if you want to stay in a connection where there might be a certain love language that is just not spoken. So it's up to you on if you want to be in that situation or not. Um, so that's kind of what I'm seeing there. It's just it's going to be a slow going kind of thing. Yeah, so hopefully that sort of makes some sense there. It's up to you on how you want to proceed with this connection here. Um, gonna do this one. So let's go to creative arts here, and hopefully that helps to answer that question, Kalia. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for coming on in. Okay, creative arts. Okay. What is coming for me in job and finances? I feel like my bosses and coworkers don't like me. Okay, let's see what we can come up with here. Okay. Let's see what we get. Okay. So let's see what we can come up with here. So let's look at let's do this one. Okay. So what is coming for you in job and finances? Okay, so that one's towards me, so that one's going to be in reverse. That one's also in reverse. But that looks like there's a happy ending here. Okay, so we have this is the Tower card. Okay. When the Tower card is in reverse, this is going to be telling us that things can seem very difficult. In fact, it feels to me like I'm wondering if maybe there's some other prospects for you. If you feel like you need to put in your 2 weeks, or if you feel like things are going on that way, if you don't feel like your bosses and the people like you, that sucks. And I'm sorry that's the case. Hopefully, though, there's something else out there that's better. Because if these people don't understand you or don't want to understand you, that's not your fault. That's just people deciding that they want to be that way. And sometimes workplaces can kind of feel like everyone's kind of ganging up on you. It feels like a club that you're not necessarily a part of. And this has been going on for a while, or this feels like it's been going on for a while. If I see the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is a card that normally deals with fast-moving energy, but it's stagnant. This card deals with changing energy, but it's stagnant. Okay, so these two cards are stuck. If there's any way you can get out of this situation or slowly transition into something new, that might be the way for you to go. The Page of Coins is showing that there is financial opportunities that are around you, or a job possibly that's around you, but maybe it hasn't made itself known yet. But these two being here are definitely blocking off this energy. When this is so the Tower card is kind of like stripping everything down to the foundation. And it can be really, really hard because there can be things that we really liked that were in the tower. And then all of a sudden, if the tower falls down and everything that we liked and loved was destroyed in that tower. But the foundation of the tower wasn't secure. You can see here, this tower doesn't look very secure at the top part there. It's falling down. But what can happen is when this part falls down, there can be an opportunity to rebuild again, this time with a stronger foundation. Maybe we know what to look for in a possible job or in a possible opportunity that could be better for us. But the way this is looking now is if you're not happy, look at ways that you can get out. And don't do anything rash or anything that's like super quick, because that's not going to help you feel like things are... If we do things that are really fast, it can just jar us. It can make it very difficult for us to find out where we belong. But if we do things in a gradual way and we slowly find something else, or we put our attention elsewhere, I feel like you could find something that's a lot better. Maybe it won't pay as well at first. That's where this Page of Coins could come in. But it could be a situation where I think you would like the people better. And I'm sorry you're in a job or a situation like that that makes things difficult, especially when they don't need to be, right? Because people can be however they want to be at work, and if they want to be little assholes, then you know they can do that, which sucks. But that's just what I'm seeing here. If you feel like it's time to let go and possibly move on to something else, I would definitely go for it, even if it's like looking for the same job but in a different building, or looking for something really similar, but it's just like you're going across town or you're going wherever. I do feel like there would be better options almost anywhere else, especially if you're feeling like there's animosity towards you for no reason. So, yeah. But that's what I'm seeing there, creative. Hopefully that helps. And I will be right back, guys. So I'll do this really quick, and then, like I said, I'll be back. You're very welcome. Okay. I am back. So, are we on to you, Gene? Is that who we're doing now? It's looking like that's who's next. Clean these cards up here. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate it. Okay. What are Leo's intentions and future actions on paying me back the money he owes me? Okay. All right. Let's look and see what we can come up with here. What are Leo's intentions and future actions on paying you back the money he owes you? Let's look. Let's do more here. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, let's look at this one. Let's do, here we go. What are Leo's? Yes, I did. I did get a haircut. On Saturday, I believe. Yeah, I like it. I always have kind of a weird relationship with hairstylists because I feel like they can never get it quite right, but I think they did a good job with this one. Honestly, I like the way it looks. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Thank you. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate it. And then we have the Hanged Man. Oh boy. I think I know where this is going. Actually, okay, maybe I don't know where this is going, because then we have the King of Coins. But let's say this. It's going to be a while before you get paid back. When I see this card, when I see this one in reverse, it's like, I'm wondering if maybe they're forgetful. Hey, Alex. This card to me is kind of, I could see this as kind of someone being forgetful to pay something back, but not necessarily maliciously. Hopefully they are, when I see this though, seeing something from a different perspective, it does feel to me like you will get your money back. It just feels like it can take some time. Okay. The King of Coins though is saying you can get your money back here. I would almost see this as maybe even a little bit of extra money. I don't feel like you're the kind of person who loans money out with interest. Maybe you are, which case I'm not judging. I'm just saying. Okay, you do remind him. All right. So then let's see this one and have it be, I do think you'll get it back. I just think it's going to be a while. I really do. The only reason, if this is in reverse and then we have the Hanged Man, I feel like possibly when you're not thinking about it, maybe that's when the money will come in. And then I do feel like maybe don't give this person money ever again, if that's the case. If you have to remind them constantly, but they're not paying you, that's not right. So, and since you are the moderator, let's do this. I'll do another card here. Okay. This is just for the mods, guys. Normally people get, anyway. This is the 10 of Swords. So let's move that one there. I do feel like you'll get paid back, but it's going to be a while. And then when I see the 10 of Swords, it's like it's a great struggle to try to get something out of this. And if they're not wanting to give you back the money, there's not a lot we can do other than I do feel like there will be a payback. I just don't know when. And if they're not wanting to give it back, the only thing we can do is move on from there and just never give the person money again. Um, but you know, I always view it kind of like this. I feel like you did the right thing, even if you don't get paid back, it's like you gave the person money, not necessarily knowing if you would be paid back or not, or whatever it happens to be. But the fact that you gave someone money when you felt like they needed it, um, shows that you have good character that way. It sucks though if the other person isn't a good character or if they don't want to repay you. So he has to give it back. Okay. So I do feel you'll get it back. I just don't know necessarily when. And the only reason this is a good card to have here, this is good. This means there will be something in the end. But this one here, the Ten of Swords, is just showing that I feel like it'll be after a little bit of a battle. I'm sorry that's the case though, Gene. That's not good. But I do feel like you will get it back. And sorry there's shitty people out there. You're welcome, Gene. We might just need to go to Alex next. Lisa's been here and then she leaves and then she comes back and then she leaves. Okay. We'll look at that for you, Alex. Okay, will there be reconciliations with R? Let's look. Let's see what we can come up with here. Okay, will there be reconciliation with R? Okay. And then after this one, I'm thinking I might just call it good for the night, just because I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache here. Kind of makes it hard to focus. But yeah, so let's see what we get for Alex. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Fool. And then this card came up that way, which would be reverse. So, and then we have the Emperor. So I feel like there can be a reconciliation with R. This though, when I see the Six of Wands, this is a good card to have. This is kind of like nostalgia or good things on the way. It's like a freedom card. It's a good card to have. The Fool card is also a really good card, can show some fresh new starts, and so hopefully that's the situation there. The Emperor being in reverse, though, makes me think that it can be a while before things kind of become structured enough for things to be reconciled. When I see this in reverse, it could be the male energy is hurt, not necessarily the man, but the male energy, which would be like the assertiveness or the there can be something here in the connection that's weakened. And if I see this in reverse, this can also be a situation, though, where this person could be controlling. I'm not sure if maybe R was a controlling person. When I see the Emperor in reverse, though, it's an Aries card, but it can also be a card that can be very, like, militant or very, like, controlling in some ways, if I'm looking at it that way. But this can also be the wounded pride of someone as well. And so I do think there's a possibility for a reconciliation. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here, is that there's a possibility of it. Not necessarily going to happen soon, though. I wouldn't think it would happen soon, just because when I see this in reverse, this to me is saying that things can be put on hold for a while. But that's what I'm seeing here. So I do feel like there's a possibility. I'd lean like 70% chance yes, 30% chance no at this point in time. But those odds can change as time goes on, so it really depends. But right now, as I'm reading the energy, it looks like there's a good possibility for it. But I would never say 100% yeah in this, especially in this situation. But that's what I've got for you, Alex. And I do appreciate you stopping by the channel. And I'm sorry if it seems like I'm cutting things kind of short. Like I said, my head's just starting to hurt. And the big lights and stuff, especially when you have your head hurting, my studio lights, makes things a little hard to keep going. But you're very welcome, Alex, and thank you, Jean, for coming on here. I appreciate that. I'll be back on again on Wednesday, same time. Hopefully I'll be able to go longer. This was about half as long as I normally do, but I will see you guys on Wednesday. Okay, so everyone take care, and I'll see you guys. Toodaloo, everybody. Then let me find the right thing to stop the thing. It always takes me a sec. I'm horrible at finding out how to stop this. Okay. It's taking me a sec. Let me do this here. There we go. Okay. I will see you guys. Take care, and I will talk to you guys on Wednesday, starting at 3 p.m. Okay, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I will see you guys there. So everyone, take care.